When we make a mistake, what is the correct attitude to follow?
The idea that it was a mistake is in our mind. That I think, oh, did it again. Made a mistake. Should have done differently. Should have made it differently. Don't look at it as a mistake. Don't spend your time regretting. You can see, okay, that was not a very fortunate choice, what I did, how I acted, how I reacted, and then you are wiser for the experience. Mistakes are not mistakes. They are experiences through which we are learning. The next time the same situation comes, maybe you act differently. If out of habit it pulls you again doing the same, then you accept, okay, the habit has still gotten me, but I don't need to go down that alley again and again. So mistakes are not mistakes. The only thing I would call a mistake if we know perfectly well. If I'm acting in this way, if I'm going down that road, it leads to suffering. I've done it so many times, I know, and I'm doing it again. That's a mistake. But otherwise, don't worry about mistakes. If you look back in your life, most of what we have learned is through the so-called mistakes. So don't waste your time scolding yourself, oh, I'm a bad person, why have I done like this, I shouldn't do like this. Never mind, has happened, it's past, it's gone, it doesn't exist except as a memory. And from that memory, you draw your lesson, and you are that much the wiser. That helps you in a similar situation, maybe react more harmoniously. There's no point in punishing oneself, no point in judging oneself. Okay, got me, so what? It's past. Now I'm now. Yes?
And what if our mistake has a consequence on someone else? Like we kind of, because of our mistake, we ended up hurting others.
Yes.
So how do we get out of that guilt, like that, okay, we did something wrong,
yes,
and we're sorry for it, but, the damage is already done.
Yes.
So what can one do for that, just to...
It depends the situation. If it's possible, you go to that person and say, sorry, I didn't mean it like that. And often that's enough. If the person becomes aware that you don't think that what you did is right, then they usually let it go. If they don't, then that's their problem. If somehow it's not possible to go and apologize, maybe they are not there, whatever, then you apologize in your heart. Okay, I shouldn't have done like that, so I apologize to the universe that I made that. But then you let it go. You don't hold on. And even if the guilt comes, then let the guilt come. Don't fight the guilt and think, no, I shouldn't be guilty. Okay, let it come. Don't fight it, but observe what it is doing to you, to your experience right now. What it is doing to you physically, energetically. Then you watch it for some time and relax, and it passes. Don't hold on to the guilt, thinking, oh my God, I hurt somebody. Then you're hurting yourself all the time. It's not that we have to somehow say, no, I shouldn't feel guilty, and then start to justify. I'm right, they are wrong, I'm right. Then there we also maintaining the hurt. But if you can see, okay, I did something, it has hurt somebody, it was not necessary, If you can apologize to that person, do. If not, then apologize to the universe. Be richer for the experience and let the whole story go. We don't have to carry those things along with us. It just piles up and it's getting heavier and heavier. What has happened is not more real. It's just a memory. There's only one point where you are touching reality. Now, all else is in the mind. Just a little moment ago, it's a memory. There's something so totally different right now. There, that bubbling beauty of life is. It's only now. And whatever we done, good deeds, bad deeds, are memories. And we give them a reality they don't deserve by being emotionally hooked into it and feeding our life force into it and holding on to it. Both. Think, that I did good. Well, good. It's the same thing, like the other way. Bad guy, bad boy. Why did I do this? We may have done some serious blunders in our life and then suppressed it in the subconscious and it comes up nagging again and again. Then let it come up. And if you can look at it and let go, fine. But if it's there and nagging, then let the situation come up. Leave it again. But try not to get lost in the past. Be here, now, and see what the memory, what the energy that comes with the memory is doing now, and learn to relax. And then even stuff that has been heavy and maybe there for a long time in the subconscious, gradually, maybe immediately, but if it's too strong, gradually, if it comes again and again and we treat it like that, it loses its power and finally it's just a story. There was a time I started to sit and sit and sit and sit and sit. And instead of getting more peaceful, it really started to ramba, ramba, ramba. And it pissed me off to no end. I wanted there be cosmic, spiritual, blah, blah. And instead of that, I was busy with all that psychological nonsense. Had no idea how much stuff I was carrying along. Unfulfilled desires, suppressed anger, reactions that were there, stuff that people did to me, stuff that I did to people, that just was there, suppressed. I didn't want to look at it, but then it was there boiling, and I had to surrender to the fact, okay, it's there, I somehow have to deal with it. And that's what I did, then learning to really let it come, but not get lost in the memory and in the story, but let it come to the now. And see what it is doing. Go maybe from the beginning to the end, to the story, from the end to the beginning. Play a bit, change it, whatever. But then, by observing like this, the old energy that was locked into it gradually got dissolved, and finally stuff that was weighting heavily simply was a memory without any power anymore. However strong it is, if we have the courage to look at it, then it starts to dissolve. It may also go for some time, and then it goes and we think, that one is gone. Next day the same stupid story may come back. If you can let it go, let it go. If you can't, then you accept, surrender to the fact it's still too strong, let it come again, go again through the process, observe the energy, observe the emotions, observe what it is doing physically and learn to relax, and gradually, no matter how heavy it is, it's gone.